All right, you guys, let's talk about Hollywood. You know this. I love the Hollywood, love and hip hop. Love these guys. Let's get into
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to put my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What,
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. This is season 4? And this is episode 1, new season. Let's go. Okay, so right away we know it's getting ready to be some mess involving Fizz and April. Okay, now all this mess was in the blogs and all of this kind of carrying on. We got Fizz, Spectacular, and what's his name? Lil Bug. Was that his name? Lil Bug from B2K. The three of them were actually talking, and just from getting what they were really nervous, it seemed, to talk about it. And Fizz is like, I kept feeling like he was playing down the situation and saying, no, I'm not messing around with April. Me and April are just good friends. This kind of thing. And then he's saying, yeah, her and Moniece are battling. Moniece has a problem with their friendship and some other stuff. And I'm like, something ain't sitting right here. Somebody lying. And I believe it's Fizz, because we've kind of come to know Fizz to be a little bit of a liar. I won't call him a complete liar. I'll call him a backpedaler. He does a lot of backpedaling and hiding, and he kind of throws rocks and hides his hands when it comes to Moniece. He does that stuff. And April is just loud and in living color. I don't know who this new April is. I've actually reported about April and some of her antics, in the blogs, and sort of things that come out of her mouth. And quite frankly, I'm not buying that they're not screwing around. And he has this big Kool-Aid grin on his face. I see you, Fizz. And from what I see, you should be ashamed of yourself. You and Omarion, y'all run around calling each other brothers forever. How is it that you think that you can go and have sex, relations, whatever we're calling it these days, with your brother's baby's mama, and it's not going to cause friction in all aspects of your life? Good luck with this. I don't. You and April, y'all aren't looking real good here. This is not a good look. Not at all. Anyway, it's going to be all season, so I ain't going to start dragging. The dragging, it'll begin. Trust me. Anyway, Ray J and Princess. Baby, if we ain't got Ray J running around here looking like his dad, if he don't look like Mr. Norwood, honey, with this body and all of this, then there was like a scene there, and I'm gonna tell you, Ray J, stop kissing that goddamn baby in the mouth. I can't stand it. I don't care if it is your baby. I don't like grown people kissing babies in the mouth, especially Ray J. We've seen where your mouth's been. We've seen you doing it. The cute little baby don't need any Kardashian residuals in her mouth. You understand? Stop kissing that baby in the mouth. And Tierra Marie and child, we know where you been, honey. You stop kissing that baby in the mouth. What the hell's wrong with you? Anyway, later on in the program, we actually see Princess and Ray go to this whole little BDSM little situation. He said he wanted to be freaky. We know how you get freaky. So she had to ramp it up some. So they went to see a dominatrix and all of this, and he's brave. Ray, that's one thing I do like about Ray. Ray has no problem with laughing at Ray. Never has. Ray has no problem playing the jokester or letting the punchline be him. and he gets paid for it. Like the thing with the hat. Was that last season? It was pure genius, the whole thing with the hat. But you got to be willing to laugh at yourself. And this is why people love Ray J so much, because he's a hoot. He's a hoot and he's a holler. To take them clothes off, baby, with them little drawers on and have that shape, I said, oh, Ray. You know, coming from where you were to this, that's the, and it's a kiki, but you can't read him because this was all filmed before. And you can see in the confessionals, Ray got his body back. So there is no read. It's a kiki and it's a ha ha, but who you laughing at? Because he snatched back just like the woman that had the baby. Princess carried the baby. Ray gained all the weight, and both of them got, snatch back. You two better work, honey. Anyway, moving on. Go on, Ray. I like Ray. Ray's funny. Cute and he's funny and he's stupid. And to jump up on there with them little drawers on and that gut is funny. It's funny. And he looking like his dad. I said, okay, I got you, Ray. Funny. Like you said, it's the six pack now. That's how you do it, Ray. Show their ass how to do it. Anyway, moving on. Um, then we actually see Ray J sit down with, he was sitting down with A1. That's when he kissed the baby in the mouth. Driving me crazy. But they were talking and stuff. And A1 was saying that Lyrica had literally left. She had just got up, left the baby, and just left for like 10 days. He hadn't seen her or heard from her. What the hell's going on with Lyrica? And I looked down there and I said, ooh, the baby, first of all, the little baby actually has my baby's name. I actually, my son, who I ended up naming him Dawntre, but I was actually originally going to name him Ocean. And then I decided against it. Me and my mother were going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And my mother was like, kind of dumbass name is that? But I just think it's just a cute name. And when my baby was born, his eyes were actually like seafoam green, and they stayed that way for a couple of days, and then they like went to like a really pretty hazel thing. So, but if they had stayed green, I could have definitely seen it. He would have been fitting it, and it would have worked because that's what his eyes. Well, his eyes actually did look like ocean water, but that wasn't the whole thing. That was just anyway. I had planned to name him Ocean, and my mother hated it, and I ended up naming him Dawn Trey because that's a whole nother story for another time. But I'm back. But I was like, I said, oh, that's cute. They named the baby little baby Ocean. I like the name, especially for a little boy. I like it. I like it, and gotta explain it to nobody. I like the name. And then this baby is actually a celebrity baby, so he could definitely carry it off. And my baby in my eyes was a celebrity baby too. So catch that. Anyway, me and my bullshit. Moving on. But little baby Ocean, I looked down at them. I said, oh, little baby Ocean, you look just like your grandmammy. Because if he don't look, see, they say, you know what old people used to say, if somebody aggravates the hell out of you while you pregnant, you better stop it because their baby will look like them. Don't their baby look just like A1's mother? That baby looks exactly like A1's mother. I said, I know Lyrica was pissed when she looked at her baby's face and see her mother-in-law looking up at her like, he looks just like his granny, honey. I said, oh my. Speaking of babies, you got Kate Michelle. She's out here and she's still talking about doing this country music thing, and she's looking for a house. And she's ready to extend the family, and she is moving forward with this whole situation with she got her surrogate, and she's starting the process for her to carry her twins. This woman has formerly carried a set of triplets, and they were girls. And they bad as shit, honey. They was in the car, ooh, they bad, honey. I said, look at them, honey. And that one was kicking. I said, girl, she'd have got it right on camera, honey. Cut it out, honey. And three of them, girl, you gotta get them in check, baby. Three of them, whew. But she already carried two for Kay. You know, we ain't got to go through all of Kay. You know, Kay has had a multitude of surgeries and different things. She looks good. She looks good. She looks healthy. She's in good spirits. We'll see how long this lasts. But she's making mistakes. I reported on that as well, on Swipe Left, where she had made some derogatory statements about country and how she could sing some other country. So I'm like, baby, that's not the way to do it. Shut your mouth and let your talent speak for you. Kimberly, if you want to be Kimberly, you'll have to stop acting like K. Michelle. So that's just that. Let me also say this about A1. I don't like this new tough guy image. It's garbage. Just so you know, it's garbage. And throughout this program, I was really ready to punch A1 in the chest. Because what are you giving? You sit your ass down, black fingernail wearing fool. Anyway, um, Jason Lee of Hollywood Unlocked is back on the love and hip hop scene. Okay, April is actually a co-host now. Well, it's over now, but she was a co-host down to Hollywood Unlocked at the time because there was a bad accident in Melissa Ford. She was sitting in for Melissa Ford, so that's all over now, which I'm glad because I wasn't real crazy about April on the show. She was all right, but I was missing the curve queen, honey. Melissa and Jason, and the interchangeable person is not Melissa. The third person has always been the interchangeable person in my eyes, which used to be Geo. And Geo went and they brought this other little guy and he's just okay. But when I fell in love with Hollywood Unlocked, I fell in love with the Curve Queen, which is Melissa Ford and Jason Lee together, and then whoever the third person. I like Geo too. Geo worked, but if there was one person that I would have lost or wouldn't mind losing, it was Geo, and he's the first one to go. So no, I was happy to see the Curve Queen come back. Anyway, and she went through a terrible, horrific accident, but she bounced back, beautiful as ever, honey. I said, "Come on, Miss Melissa." Um, Jason asked the hard questions. There was a little situation. They were doing a little photo shoot, and April was there, and Fizz had showed up down to the job site, and they're there, Jason, April, and Fizz, and Jason was asking, so you two have never slept together, and they was telling him that mess, and I was sitting there looking at Jason, and I'm saying, Jason, you know they're lying, right, Jason? And I know Jason Lee, and I know Jason Lee know them two whores is lying. They're both lying. You're both whores, and you're lying. But if there's anyone that'd be messy enough to tell it, it'll be Jason Lee. You understand? So I just laughed. I said, that's a mess. That's a whole mess there. Then we met Brittany B. Brittany B is a songwriter and a producer, and she has a ton of accolades and a list of folks that she worked with. And I'm like, okay, a real actual hip hop star on the show. So it'll be good to see her and see her moving about. And Black China came in. God, this girl, she just looks funny to me. She always looks funny, but she looks fake. She just completely looks fake to me. And it's just something about her. I just stare at her. Whenever I see Black China, I just look at her like, I don't know what to think. But she's there. She's saying that she wants to become an artist. She wants to do music. Brittany B is taking her on as a client. They are actually friends. They've been friends for a while. So, she's like, I'm telling you, working with me like this is going to be a different Brittany. And I'm like, hey, go for it. So we'll be watching and see what goes on there. Then we see the same baby when Jason Lee goes to sees A1, and he came to him directly because the two of them are cool and have been for quite a while. And he told him, listen, I ran into this, and it's a video of him talking to Summer Bunny. You all know who Summer Bunny is. Summer Bunny, her name was floating around with something that had to do with Cardi and her husband. Summer Bunny obviously has a problem with people and their husbands, honey. But A1 done got his hand stuck in the cookie jar, and there's this FaceTime video that's circulated, and Jason Lee has it. And he's like, well, tell me what's up. Is this true? Is this what is this? And the next thing I know, here go A1 with this new tough guy role. He's threatening Jason Lee. And I'm laughing. Y'all know Jason Lee is big as this wall. Okay? Jason Lee is just big and square and solid. And A1, you're a little spider monkey. I mean, we've seen you climbing and crawling and jumping around, but really, you really think you could just run into Jason and knock him down? And the way you were talking, I was like, I don't think that Jason. I don't think that little gay boy gonna let you just bang and bam him the way you talking, honey. I don't want to have to turn up. And Jason's like laughing, like, yeah, don't turn up. From what I got, Jason was telling him in a nice way, don't get your ass whooped, A1. Keep it cute. You know, we cool, but don't push me. Don't push me. I don't like this new A1 stuff. I don't like it at all. So he basically was telling Jason, give me some time, let me explain things to Lyrica before you post it. Then in the same breath he was telling them don't post it or he was gonna jump on him. And I was like, what the hell? It was crazy to me. I was like, shut the hell up, A1. I don't want to hear no more of it. You're just stupid. Anyway, so then we see Big Lyrica. She's been having a baby because A1 got he ended up getting an offer to go on the road with who was it? Trying to think of what artist it was. I can't think of what artist it was, but they offered for him to come on the road, like on a short promo tour with him, and he said yeah. So at the time, him and Lyrica ain't speaking and all of this, and Big Lyrica and also A1's mom been going back for Pam. They've been going back and forth with taking care of the baby and everything. Well, Lyrica done found out about everything. She ends up going home. The day she went home was the same day. Well, before that, they actually had an altercation where she finally came home after a little 10-day hiatus, and they had a little exchange, and he was like talking shit to her. And from what she's saying, it sounds like A1 been kind of playing this tough guy role and kind of treating her like she don't matter or like what she does in the business is not comparable. It is not money wise. It's not comparable to what he does, but she's doing well. She always has. She's very talented. And he just basically act like she ain't doing shit. That's just a little like she knitting or something. And this stuff has been causing a problem. And then now the Summer Bunny stuff comes. And it was in the past. The Summer Bunny stuff it happened when they were having that little breakup session and they were fighting and carrying on last year. But she didn't know about Summer Bunny. So now it's coming out and he should have told her. And that's going to be an issue. You know how Lyrica is. But anyway, before they had this other exchange about Summer Bunny, she said, I think I might just have to leave you. And then he been in the wrong. He got more garbage just get ready to come out. He going to try to talk smack to her. And she's like, oh, don't leave me, A1. Ha! And then start laughing in his face. I said, you get ready to mess around, lose your wife. And on the midst of this bull crap. And it's just stupid. So anyway, like I said, then they had the other exchange where he literally had left. And she missed him, and she come back in the house. He gone, and she's like, "Where are you at?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm on tour. I had to go." And she's like, "Oh, so you just left and ain't tell me goodbye or nothing?" And then at the same time, I'm seeing you with whores on Facebook. Are you serious? And I'm like, okay, come on now. This is your time to apologize and try to do something. This punk stands up here and starts, well, why are you looking at the vlogs? You think you something special? Trying to flip it on her and play the Jedi mind trick with her. Maybe she cussed him out and hung up that phone. Well, she broke the phone. Took her baby and went on. I was like, I think they're going to mess around and separate. All for what, A1? Because you want to play tough guy? I ain't feeling you right now, A1. Not at all. I ain't feeling you, dude. You on one is stupid. Doesn't make any sense. And Big Lyrica, when you get a moment, girl, do something with your mother's wig. If she didn't look like a drunken ass Storm, honey, old drunk Storm, honey, that flat ironed her own hair, girl, you look ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I didn't like it at all. Looked like she went a round or two with the Dark Phoenix and lost, honey. Anyway, then we got Moniece and April. The two of them. Now, April had done actually, when she sat there, she's being smart, her, Fizz, and Jason Lee, she's talking about Moniece and talking about, her and Moniece were going back and forth, and Moniece said some stuff. Moniece pops off on the internet. And she said it was on site. She turned herself into on site, and when she see her, she's going to beat her ass. Well, she backpedaled a little bit because they had a little sit down, and she didn't beat her ass. She did tell her when she sat down the thing that you said about me rationing out my little Tucci Annie, that deserves an ass whooping. She says maybe it does. I said, come on, Moniece, because Moniece is always up for a good tussle. And I'm like looking at her and April, and they going back and forth. And she told her, listen, let me tell you what I'm not going to do, April. I'm not going to sit around anymore ever and listen to anybody. You understand me? And I mean anybody tell me about the father of my child. I said, oh, all right. So they cut it right there. But baby, that little argument ain't over. And I think it's going to continue next week. It's going to get a little spicy because both of them ain't got good sense. And we've seen April's a little left of center nowadays as well. And she ain't making a lot of sense. She's saying on one breath, I don't know why Omarion left me. And then in another breath, she's talking about Fizz helped me through the hard time when you all didn't see what Omarion was doing to me. What is it, bitch? Did he do something to you? Or do you not know why he left? You can't have it both ways. I think you're just hot in your box. And I think that you are nasty and cutthroat. And you went and you slept with that man's good friend, is what I see. And it's not cute. But we'll keep watching and see. Prove me wrong, but that's what I see. I see a hot tramp sleeping with her baby's dad's good friend trying to get back at him. That's what I see. Prove me wrong.